Growing up, talking to people was extremely uncomfortable. I hated it. I avoided it at every chance I got. The few times I did try, I would just end up being called shy at the end of the conversation. And that word would feel like a punch right in the face. It hurt, because it felt like I wasn't growing or even going anywhere. But 9 years ago, once I entered university, I got the fresh start I needed and made a decision that I never, ever wanted to be called shy again. I started to say yes more, and for years pursued social discomfort. I promised myself that this would not be just a phase, but a lifestyle I never, ever stop living. Fast forward to the start of the pandemic. I took on my biggest yes so far. I met 100 people from around the world. It started after I heard about a man named Rob, who to this day is on a mission to meet 10,000 people. He would meet with each person one-on-one for an hour, then make an Instagram post about them. At the time I found out about him, he had already met over 3,000 people and had been doing it for over 4 years. I became so curious, I spent an hour looking through his Instagram. I even scrolled to the bottom of all 3,000 posts. I was hooked. If Rob was meeting 10,000 people, I thought to myself, what's stopping me from meeting 100? That same day, I got excited. I got a whiteboard. I wrote on it, my name is Ahmed. I'm from Toronto. I would love to hear your story. And I took a picture. I then instantly posted about my project in this Facebook group with over 150,000 global members. The rules were simple. I had to meet 100 people one-on-one over a video call and hear each of their stories. As soon as my post got approved in the group, I began to receive hundreds of comments from people all over the world saying they would be interested to participate in my project. From Indonesia to Spain, to Australia, to India, to countries I had never even heard of. Someone even tagged Rob, and even he commented on my posts. And emotions started to come up. It's one I felt one too many times in my life before. I felt anxious. What were these people going to think of me? What if they think I'm weird and hang up mid-call? What if they regret signing up and think I wasted their time? I knew, though, there was no going back now. I had to do this. One by one, I started to meet people. And 7 months later, I finished my project, averaging about 1 hour and 20 minutes each person. I ended up meeting people from 89 cities and 45 countries all around the world. What came out of it transformed my life in 5 different ways. The first, my eyes were opened. People blew me away with their stories. It happened for the first time when I met the 13th person. Her name is Bojana. Bojana's a dancer from Serbia with an amazing spirit. But 5 years ago, she was in the wrong place, wrong time, and was caught in a shooting that happened in a festival. They're still unsure if she was shot 6 or 7 times, but afterwards, they had to amputate her left leg. I was stunned, because after she had shared her story, she was smiling, as if it didn't even happen. This person had an experience completely different from me. I had always imagined someone going through what they did, hating people and life. At least that's how I imagined myself acting in her shoes. Yet, Bojana brushed it off, felt her emotions, and went on with her life. She's a public speaker now, impacting thousands of people all around the world, including myself. She made me realize just how little I knew about people. And later on, this realization kept on growing. Someone had shared with me how when they were young, they didn't have any shower heads so they casually had to bathe in the same river as crocodiles. Or when someone shared with me what it was like to grow up in the middle of a war zone, what it felt like to play rugby for their country's national team, dropping out of high school, growing up in poverty, biking across Europe, earthquakes, and countless other stories. My mind was filled with experiences, and each person had an energy completely different from what I thought someone in their shoes would have. They had experiences I could have never imagined on my own, but because they were kind enough to let me into their lives, I got to see them and learn. They made me realize just how often I make assumptions about people. Number 2, strangers are kinder than I thought. This realization happened at the end of my 15th call. Right when we were about to hang up, they said, "Ahmed, if it's okay with you, I'd like to send you a gift." What? What's the catch? What are they trying to sell me? There was none. They genuinely just wanted to pass kindness on. They wanted to send me this book they thought I would enjoy reading. And they were right. It ended up being a phenomenal book. I couldn't believe that this stranger actually sent me a gift. Strangers could be kind? I saw this same theme when the 60th person found out my birthday was coming up. So they sent me a birthday present in the mail. Or when people offered me a place to stay if I ever visited their city. They were willing to allow me, a stranger, into their homes. Strangers are kinder than I thought. Number 3, listening is priceless. I learned that I don't know how much a stranger may need a conversation. More than just money, people want to be heard. Someone had, a few months after I'd spoken to someone, they reached out to me and asked if they could send me a letter. I said, sure. A few weeks later, I received the letter in the mail. I opened it. They shared that they were going through a rough time when we had first spoken. But having someone hear about their life made a profound impact on them. I didn't even know that they were going through a rough time when we first spoke. And this wasn't just a one-off. Countless others also shared how much they needed the conversation we had. It made me realize just how great listening is and how it can go such a long way. Listening can go a long way. Number 4, the ripple effect. A few weeks after I started my project, my cousin Hassan got inspired and decided to start his own project. A few weeks later, during Hassan's project, he met Caitlin. Caitlin became inspired by my cousin and decided to start her own people project. During Caitlin's project, she met Marcel. Marcel became inspired by her and decided to start his own project where he meets a person from every country in 80 days. During Marcel's project, he met Mohammed. Mohammed became inspired by him and decided to start his own project where he meets a person from every single country around the world. I've lost track of the chain now, but I'm confident that Mohammed probably inspired someone else. From watching this chain reaction unfold, I realized that when someone pursues social discomfort, they create a ripple effect. Just like how Rob was able to inspire me, I was able to inspire others. What's amazing is that this can happen not only with a formal project, but just by starting a conversation with a stranger at a conference or even a coffee shop. When we pursue social discomfort, it creates a ripple effect. Number 5, you make your own luck. Just by putting myself out there, it increased my chances of running into serendipity. An example of that is I'm dating the 60th person. The 92nd person became my mentor. And through this project, it got me connected to the CEO of the apparel brand Seek Discomfort. It's a brand founded and owned by my favorite YouTube channel, Yes Theory. I now work for them. A girlfriend, a mentor, and a dream job. Not bad, right? More social interactions will always lead to more opportunities. This project changed my life. It made me realize just how often I make assumptions about people. That strangers are kinder than I thought. That taking the time to listen to someone can go a long way. There's a ripple effect when we pursue social discomfort, and more social interactions will always lead to more opportunities. Now, I want to pass it on to you. Here's a blueprint of 3 things that have helped me as I've pursued social discomfort. Number 1, quality over quantity. In my opinion, when we meet someone new, it's like being given a lemon. It's amazing to have a lemon, and there's so many great benefits to having a lemon. But when we build long-lasting relationships with the people we meet, this is when we make sparkling, refreshing, delicious lemonade. Number 2, law of averages. Be prepared for a lot of rejection, failure, and disappointment. Not everyone we meet is going to be lemonade or even be a lemon. Sometimes the people we try to be social with won't be interested in starting a conversation with us. They won't understand us, or we won't even understand them. And that's okay. Number 3, be patient. It's called social skills for a reason. Our social skills are like muscles. The more we use them, the stronger they get. And it may take time before we reach the charisma level that we're aiming for. Quality over quantity, law of averages, and being patient. These 3 things have been the blueprint as I've acted as my compass when I've pursued social discomfort. You can set a goal of meeting a few people every week through colleagues, Facebook groups, or even starting a conversation with a stranger at a coffee shop. When we pursue social discomfort, we grow, we receive, and we inspire. How will you pursue social discomfort?